welcome to my channel, guys. Today is gonna be a video for the air signs. This is gonna be air, which would be Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius in Mars. Okay, Mars is the masculine energy. Okay, if you're attracted to masculine energy, this is gonna be for you. Both Mars and Venus help you to understand better who you will marry or who's a good match for you. So we're going to take a little look and see what's going on and see if it resonates with you. Of course, it probably won't resonate with everyone, but if you're attracted to it, there's a reason. There's always going to be a link in every video I do, for the most part. There's always going to be a link in the description box for you to access your birth chart. So let's get it popping. Let's just jump in. Okay, this is gonna be for those of you who are single, who are unaware of love entering your experience or being in your experience, you know, as in, like, maybe some of you have met the person you seek and you just don't know. Maybe some of you haven't. Look at that Hermit. Some of you haven't, but we're gonna see what's going on with singles, okay? And I'm gonna go from there. Ooh, devil at the bottom. What kind of shit? Went from the Hermit to the devil. Okay, singles. Single air and Mars. I'm sure y'all know already, I don't own the copyrights to any of the songs in the background. It's just on a live R&B list. Who wants to be singing Four of Cups? Okay. So let's see. What's coming in? That was fast. Okay, what's coming in? You have 3 cards for one. First. Okay. So we have the Hangman, Temperance, and 7 of Pentacles. And to me, this is talking about a shift. It feels internal. It feels like changes that happen internally create changes externally, and it brings in something for you to invest in the physical space. Could it be a relationship? Absolutely, it could be. But let's see. What's the fears or challenges? Judgment. Ten of Swords. And this Ten of Swords speaks directly to this Hangman and Temperance. Just the same as this Judgment speaks directly to this Temperance and this 7 of Pentacles, at least in the way that I'm feeling the energy. Okay? What do you need to know? What's the advice here? Justice, you guys. That's doing too much. I'm not sure if I did this. Let's see what the cards are saying. You have Strength. That was definitely one that came out. 5 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles. King of Pentacles. The World. And the 6 of Swords. Damn. Let's go there first. Second, let's talk about all these majors. Okay, all of these majors are suggestive of this not being a single-handed situation. This is the divine actually orchestrating a lot of shit in your experience at this time. So when it comes to what's coming in, with the Hangman, Temperance, and the 7 of Pentacles, and with these other cards I have around here, it's more suggestive. Some of you are single, but it's more so single in terms of unofficial. Because ever since the Seven of Pentacles came out, it's had an energy signature to it of investing in something you've already begun to work toward. This Judgment is especially next to the Seven of Pentacles, is to me suggestive of allowing something to be brought back to life. Something that you have ended. But with these here, it's this Hangman is what, and I guess you put it this way, this Hangman is what helps bring about this Ten of Swords. This is you finally yielding to the perspective that Source is trying to give you through your enlightenment. And with this being a 3, it's definitely talking about the balance. It's definitely talking about partnership and duality. And I think you're beginning to see the duality in the partnership that was prior. It feels like for something that you've walked away from, there's a new perspective coming here. And the gratitude for the experience, I feel a sense of gratitude with this Temperance. I feel as if with this being a 5, this is a change, a spiritual change that's bringing about an energy of balance and flow. It's almost as if this perspective, this new perspective that's coming in, is helping to put you in a more balanced, controlled space and helping you to operate more out of spirituality and true enlightenment rather than lack. I feel like some of you viewed the harvest that you were tending to as non-fruitful. I think you invested time in something before that just, it didn't leave you where you wanted. It's like it didn't go the way you wanted, and that's why you're currently single. That's why you're viewing yourself as single. But I still feel like this person, someone is still in your mind, and Source is helping you gain a different perspective of that. And what's happening here is that it feels like Source is helping to bring you to a more balanced position in order to see it differently. The Seven of Pentacles, again, the harvest you're tending to will bear fruit. Okay? But it has to stop being from a place of lack. And that's a part of the perspective change here. I feel with this Temperance, with you're understanding patience. You're understanding patience. You're also understanding moderation. You're understanding that there's a time and a season for everything to bloom and blossom. And you're recognizing that the cycle has now begun for this to come into fruition. For this single person, what they've invested, what they've endured in the process of investing is now coming back tenfold and bringing you into a new cycle where the mind works with you in a progressive way. And I feel an energy here of this being loosely, while though it's tied to a person, while there's still an energy of someone coming into your experience, there's still an energy here of I've invested in this before. But not only have I invested in this before, it feels as if you invested with a mindset of fast, like here I plant, here it grows, and that was not the reality of it. You had to learn patience. You had to learn how to see things from a different perspective. And I feel like if this is a person, like I said, this person hasn't left your mind. Look at this woman looking at him. This is coming back. This is coming back to be revived, and it's because it's different vibrations now. These are breaking down to a 6, and I'm seeing, which is part of the reason why I'm feeling this partnership energy to it. That's one of the reasons here. And with the Lovers energy being here, there's a decision you're going to have to make. And a part of the decision is how you perceive it. A part of the decision is, are you going to look at it as if I'm chained to this experience? Are you going to look at it as if I'm spiritually bound to this experience? 11:11 on the clock. Because sometimes the Lovers can feel like there's a spiritual bondage that's unbreakable, whether you want it to be or not. And it feels like, to a degree, you were looking at that bondage from a devil perspective rather than a lover's perspective. And now that you've been wrapped in this, in the grace of this angelic being here, it's put you in an energy where you're looking at it like, why the fuck did I expect this to take shape overnight? That was me deceiving my damn self. I also feel like someone's coming in that's wanting to invest. It feels like an apology here for this judgment, between this judgment and 5 of Pentacles. It feels like an apology. Are you going to listen to it? Because with the advice, what you need to know is that the scales are balanced. We talked about balanced. Your internal world is stronger than it was before, and that's all with purpose. Sometimes you have to go through things that, Oreo, seriously, bro? Sometimes you have to go through things that makes you feel like it left you weaker, but in reality it made you far stronger. And that's a part of this perspective shift. That's a part of what you're allowing to die off. This new you that's emerging. You're recognizing that I've been through shit in my experience to ultimately balance the scales in my life, in my experience. And I'm hearing that for some of you, it's almost a sense of needing to step back and say, what has been done to me, I have done to others in different ways and forms. Where this person wasn't able, and it feels mentally they weren't ready to commit. They weren't ready to help you tend to this. Does that mean shun them when it begins to grow? No. That means this person watered you as you watered the seeds. Because if it had not been for the pain, if it had not been for the experience, strength wouldn't be here. Justice wouldn't be here. This surrenderance wouldn't be here. This new awakening wouldn't be here. The end of that cycle wouldn't be here. Your power and authority over this physical world wouldn't be here. Your ability to have progressive thoughts wouldn't be here. Your ability to shine through the dirt wouldn't be here. So when you look at it from that perspective, you realize that people come into your life for a reason, and sometimes the reason is to help push you in the direction that's going to give you the best outcome, even if it fucking hurts. Death isn't always easy, just the same as a new life isn't. But when you allow yourself to have a whole new way of experiencing, a whole new way of and with this being judgment, I'm being reminded to tell you that we don't have the power or the authority to judge. We can judge the actions that have been done to us from a position of I allowed it. If somebody shoots you in the foot once, are you going to go buy them bullets? You're not. So if somebody stabbed you in the back once, why did you go give them more swords? It's the recognition of your own karmic patterns that needed to fucking be purged, that needed to die off. And that's what's happened here. And there's also an energy here of, if you truly allow this enlightenment to take shape, if you allow the hands of the divine to rule the justice, you remember that when justice is served, the doors are open to you, and you remember that as above, so below. What I have sent out is going to come back. And if I've sent out forgiveness, if I've sent out love, if I've sent out the work behind faith, if I've sent that out, then why the fuck would I not have my scales balanced at the end of the day? And if the person that I wanted to invest in was my person, what would make them not my person now? Because they were strong enough to come in and make me stronger? That's called resentment. It's not being a fool to take someone back if that person has come back renewed. If this person has come back now a vibrational match, because you have to remember, when somebody's able to hurt you, you wasn't a vibrational match at that time to begin with. So they push shit up in you to be purged, and you push shit up in them to be purged, which means y'all both was doing work. If this person comes, if somebody was to come back and they weren't where they needed to be with you, then you don't jump on that and say, well, I watched a reading that said. You say, well, this is obviously not the person they were referring to, or that reading was obviously not for me. Don't make a shoe fit and fuck up and have bunions. I think that's how you get them. I don't know. Anyway, when this person comes back, long story short, you have a strong enough discernment and a strong enough connection to spirit, and understand enough how energy works to be able to make a decision. To be able to make the decision consciously as to what is best for you and who is best for you. But air signs, there's definitely someone coming back, and they want to offer you something from the heart. They want to communicate. Look at this. They want a new beginning. And they want the hands of the divine to orchestrate it. This is the golden ticket. Somebody's getting the fucking golden ticket to come give to you. And say, hey, what you see is what you get. This is the amount of healing I still need to do, but I'm willing to fall for you. And I don't believe you fall in love. I believe you transcend in love. This person may not understand or know if you'll take them back, but you didn't tend to this garden yourself. It's like an energy of where you fed the soil, they made it rain. But how often do we just not give a fuck about rain? How often do we want it to stop? But what would that harvest be if it had not been for the rain? What would the soil be if it had not been for the rain? How would it grow if it had not been for the rain? And how would it grow if you don't have the sun? I feel like work was done, and it's not unnoticed. It's not unnoticed. And again, What you've been through put you in this position. You're stable and confident and strong and independent enough to say no if you want to say fuck that. Ask yourself before, if this person wanted to offer you something, would you have actually taken the time to go over it, or would you have said, yes, they finally want what I want, and jumped into the shit? No. You know, you needed time to get yourself where you needed to be, and they needed time to get themselves where they needed to be in order to put you guys exactly where you need to be. Divine timing, to be in the right place at the right time. And that's what's going to happen. However this comes back together, it feels like, air signs, you got the wheel. You got the wheel to this. If they come back to you and you choose to swerve their ass, that's what you gonna do. You got the right to. That's what you got the wheel. But my suggestion would be to fill it out. To fill it out. I'm seeing the Queen of Swords in my mind. If you want to cut it out, you can cut that shit. Because you know what justice feels like. You know what feels right. You know what the sword of truth is. You know that it could be liberating or it could be devastating. But it's about accepting the truth of the matter. And if the truth of the matter is this person is coming back changed and ready to help you tend to the garden, that in reality you did start, I won't say for them, but to some degree because of them. You began to put time into this garden to manifest. It was just 2202 to manifest something with this person. So now that this person is going to come back and want to help you tend to it, it's not in a way of, oh, it's looking good, now let me return. No. It has absolutely fucking nothing to do with this. Not in the grand scheme of things. In the grand scheme of things, this is just the foundation that's now ready to be built upon. Initially, there was no fucking foundation. You see these 7 pentacles? There was probably 2. Maybe give a little more, but it was not 7. And 7 still ain't 10. And 7 still ain't the king. So just because you got these 7 of Pentacles and whatever you've applied your effort and energy into after separating, there's still more that can come from it. Are you going to take that opportunity or not? And please, I'm hearing strongly to specify, if this does not resonate with you, leave it on my table. 23 was just on the clock. Leave it on my table. Because if it's not for you, it's not for you. And I don't want y'all trying to take back people who that don't need to be there. Point blank, period. And y'all not going to blame me for that. Because again, I told you, a strong discernment. If somebody comes in and stab you in your fucking back again, obviously it's not the right person. And you, again, that goes with your discernment. If you're progressing, you could feel somebody vibe. And feel if they right or wrong. And at the end of the day, if you want to try to make that shoe fit, that's going to be on your feet. Not the other person. They came back to you as they were. You accept it or you don't. You practice discernment when it comes to people because it's an energy exchange in the encounters you have. So, and think about it logically. If it's an energy exchange, that means they're giving you some of their energy as you're giving them some of your energy. Read the fucking energy that they're giving you. Read the vibration that they're giving you. If you come around this person and your back hurt, metaphorically or literally, then you know that's not the person. You don't need to waste your time investing to see if, my ass. No, it's not the right person. But if this person comes back and you feel that vibrational match to shit, you may be a good asset to this in which I'm trying to bring into fruition, or I'm bringing into fruition. Then allow yourself to go with the fucking flow Go with the flow. And I'm hearing like the world is what? It's like 90% water or some high ass number like that. When you go with the flow, you got the opportunity to go all over the fucking world. Literally or metaphorically. The adventure begins. You got the coin to do it. But, you know, in the back of her mind cannot be focused on lack. Especially if this person, if this is a returning person. If somebody comes back and you're still injecting the connection with this relationship, then whose fault is it going to be if it ends? Because you can't blame the other person even if they walk away from your ass. Because if they walk away from you, that means they didn't want to feel this shit. A lot of people don't want to take they blame when it's due. Just like if you're a nagger, people don't want to hear that shit. All right, let me go ahead. Don't fear. Again, this is a fear and challenge. Don't fear. Don't fear the revival of things. And don't hold on too tight to memories that can be let go of. Don't hold on too tight to conversations that could be let go of. And the back is also suggestive of the past. Don't allow the way that you were talked to or communicated or the thoughts, you know, the memories. Don't allow your past to put your face in the dirt. Because you're rising out of the dirt. Don't allow your mind to stay there. This is the end of the bullshit. Okay? So don't allow your fear being a new perspective. Don't allow your fear to be what you have to release after God is giving you enlightenment. Okay? When you look at how they mirror each other, it's crazy because this is your fears or challenge. Or if you want to do it this way, that feels right. Don't allow your fear to be the change that's coming in the mind, in spirit. Mind, body, and spirit needs to be on one accord to feel your way through this next chapter because it is a new chapter. It's a whole new chapter. You can put in the script who you want in it, but they're sending you somebody. And it's interesting because this is the only reading I've read like that, with the extra cards and everything, but I feel it's because it's all interconnected. You know, I read off of energy. It doesn't matter how I chose to lay the spread out. It matters how the energy is pulling me, and the energy pulled me to read it in this way. So take it if it resonates, you guys. I love and appreciate everyone who supports the channel, and everyone who doesn't, you're still cool. Just don't, you know, good vibes only. Thank you guys for watching, okay? And I hope this helped someone. Have a good one.